Hey, everybody. Welcome. So glad you're here with us today for our regular Friday get together. What's new and coming up with lipedema? I'm Leslyn. I'm with the Lipedema Project, Lipedema Simplified, and I'm here with my friends and colleagues. So we're so happy to have Gail back here again today because Guy is doing so well. And so she's able to be with us today. Hi, Gail.
Hi, Leslyn. Hi, Siobhan. Hi, everyone. It's good to be here.
Yeah. And we also have, of course, Siobhan, who is our amazing research specialist, along with Gal of all kinds of different things that she does for us and very, very well. Thanks for being here, Siobhan.
Currently my main focus is apartment hunting. It's not as fun as research, let me tell you that.
But you might have gotten a lead on something really, really good there. So that's good.
Yeah.
And thank you for those of you that are already posting in to say hi. Love to know, as you've already done, where you're from. We got someone, and I don't see your name, I'm sorry, but a Facebook user from Wisconsin, and also another person, I think on YouTube, saying hello from California. So thanks for posting. We always like to know where in the world you are. And thanks for being here with us. So we have a couple of things that we want to talk about because we know that Lipedema Awareness Month is right around the corner. And as usual, we have some exciting things in planned for the Lipedema Awareness Month. And one of them that both Gail and Siobhan are involved with is hosting what we're calling Tribers at the Table. And that is in person. Yes, get together in person with other people in your area. We have things set up across the country, and I think we also have in New Zealand and Canada events, just small get-togethers at a coffee shop, at a local place of getting together in your area. So we have a whole bunch of them set up, and we're also looking for people that are interested in having hosting a small get together. You don't do anything except for be there. You don't have to cook anything or anything like that. You find a location and be there to allow other people to get together. So Gail, you're hosting one in Boise, right?
I am. It's at Great Harvest in Meridian. We call it Boise, but Meridian butts up right to Boise. We're one and the same. And so I'm doing that on the 17th of June. In the afternoon, we're going to go out, sit on the patio. Hopefully it won't be too warm. If it is, I guess we'll sweat. You know, so it should be good.
Well, and I know that Fiona down in New Zealand, June in New Zealand, what's the weather like then? Isn't that like the middle of winter for New Zealand?
It is, yeah.
So I'm thinking that probably Fiona is arranging an indoor place for hers. And then Siobhan, I think you've just found a location that you really want to use too in Denver.
Yep. So mine is on June 24th at 2 p.m. Mountain Time, and it will be at the Bardo Coffee House, which is about 14-minute walk from Union Station. And then there is customer parking. We did it. We found one.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. And I think this banner says that registration link will go out via email, but I think that Gail has also just posted right here. There is a link right here that you can go to find what all the different dates and locations are. And I think if you don't find on that page, we'll post it right here. If you would like to host an event yourself, email me, Leslyn@lipedemaproject.org, and we'll get this set up with you to have people in your area. You may look at the list of, I think we have about a dozen different locations and dates, all in June, Lipedema Awareness Month. And if you find that, well, there's not one near me, I want to host one near me, then email me, let me know, and we'll set that up. So
I was going to say, Leslyn, can I interrupt?
Yes.
On that page, it's just, there's bars that have either the hostess the host and the date, just click on that, and that takes you right to the registration page. So as you look at all those dates listed, just click on the date that you like and the location, and it'll take you right to the registration page for that particular one.
Yeah, I think that it's even set up where it has like a map to show you where
Yeah, it's great.
where each event is going to be. And Siobhan, talk a little bit about what these little get-togethers will be like.
Yeah, so we already know just from the online interactions and online events that we've had that the community aspect is so important of this. And we're hoping to extend that out into the real world around us so we can meet people who are local to us. So this is going to be a super no pressure event. It's just going to be getting to know other people who are in your area and who've been going through what you've been going through, and can give their own perspective on things and support and understanding. So just try to think this is pretty much how it's going to be in all likelihood. People drinking tea or coffee or water or whatever they want, and then just chatting and hanging out and just knowing that they have that community support that's near them and reachable, and hopefully making new friends at the same time.
Mm-hmm. And also you might be able to share some resources for, well, I know that there's this great therapist nearby. I know that there's this wonderful place to hang out that maybe we can get together other times too, and that's nearby. So getting together with all those people that live in your area, you might hook up with some other good resources. You might decide to end up joining Gail's choir when you meet her.
That's a good one. Well, I can tell you right now, I see that Jeannie Lewis from Sacramento is here, and we are having one in the Sacramento area.
Yes.
And also, I'm not sure where Sutai is, because I'm not sure where Trinity, Florida is, but we do have at least one in Florida.
Yes, I do remember that. I can't remember which city in Florida, but I know we did have one in Florida.
I can't remember either.
Yeah. But it's going to be just so good to get together live in person.
Yeah. So I think it's near Lauderdale, because I think it's Bertha, who is hosting that one.
Excellent. Yes. So, and I'm just looking at the page right now to see if I see. I got Houston, Texas, Tamarack, Florida. I'm not sure where that is. Yes, and Bertha's doing it. How lovely of her.
I know, it's great.
Yeah, I'm not sure where that is, but you'll see when you go to follow the link. Oh, there's also one at West Chase, Florida. So there's 2 Florida locations. Cambridge is going to be with Catherine. Judy is going to be hosting in Philadelphia. Winnipeg is our Canadian location. And there's a location in North Carolina. So check that out and let us know if you would like to participate. Register in order to show up to something that's already set up, or host your own location. And it looks like Sue has a question here about infrared sauna, and wants to know if we have any information about infrared sauna. I don't have a ton about. Gail or Siobhan, have you guys heard anything about infrared and maybe okay, not okay for lipedema?
I've wondered a little bit if it might be helpful, but I haven't read any studies on it or anything like that. I have heard that it can be helpful for things like scar reduction, to some extent, and tissue health.
Wound healing.
Wound healing, things like that. But again, I haven't looked into it in depth. And with anything you're curious about, I think the safest option is, just ask your doctor, is there any side effects from this? Is there anything I should look out for? How about you, Gail?
We have an infrared sauna here at the house.
Cool.
My daughter a few years back was diagnosed with congestive heart failure, and the first thing that she did was bought herself a nice little cedar infrared sauna that fits right smack dab in our closet. So, this tiny little house, we have a little house. What I love to do is I love to get in there and I love to bring my temperature up, and then you cool off, you do some sweating. And when I was first starting this, I remember talking to Leslyn, and what I asked Leslyn was not, is an infrared sauna good for me? I asked Leslyn, can you tell me about HGH, human growth hormone,
Mhm.
and the lymph system? And what did you tell me, Leslyn, about human growth hormone and the lymph system? Do you
Well,
remember?
I'm remembering that study that that Paula Stewart did with lipedema and HCG, human goring. I can't remember what the HCG stands for, but it's not human growth hormone. But it's a hormone that women have when you're pregnant.
Oh yeah,
Um,
this was human growth hormone, and you said something about it. It helps with neo neolymphatic genesis.
Yes, lymphangiogenesis.
Right,
Helps with growing new lymphatic vessels.
right. And so what I knew at the time when I asked you that was that using an infrared sauna, and using it in a particular way can stimulate human growth hormone, which would explain a lot of the healing processes that infrared saunas do for
Mhm.
us. And so roundabout, I'm like, okay, if I can stimulate human growth hormone, which as we age decreases, then maybe I could stimulate some new lymphatic vessels. So that's all I know about it. And so
Mhm.
I use the infrared sauna. You get
Yeah, I
hot, you get sweaty, feels great, clears up your sinus. I
know.
mean, there's a lot of
There has
good
been
stuff.
research on just general health benefits of using infrared sauna, specifically with the Finnish their protocol, which uses quite hot levels, and it's steam sauna, so it's a wet sauna, not a dry sauna. But there is a lot out there. Specifically, when we're taught with lymphatic disorders that maybe not so good to get super hot because it could increase your swelling. But just on that side thing of what you were talking about, Gail, with human growth hormone, I've just put in our own private chat. Maybe you can post it for the public one, Gail. That is the article that says that that human growth hormone stimulates lymphangiogenesis or growth of lymphatic vessels.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then Sue followed up and said that she finds it helpful to reduce her swelling. That's awesome. And
That's interesting.
then let's see, Winetta also said, I have an infrared sauna blanket and 2 knee devices. I got the blanket for surgery recovery, and I use the knee devices for knee pain. So it sounds like there are a few people using it and seeing some positive results. So again, with anything, ask your doctor, but it
Yes.
does sound like maybe something to try and see how you do with it.
And also Winetta says that it's good for detoxification,
Mm-hmm.
which we can all use a little of.
Mhm.
So what's next, Leslyn?
Well, the other big thing that we're doing as part of Lipedema Awareness Month is our challenge. And can you talk about that a little bit, Gail, what we're doing for the challenge?
I've been out of the loop.
Okay, but let me talk about it. I have
Really have been out of the loop.
No, I have it pulled up right here to look at it, and again, we'll post the link for you to register. So our challenge is going to be, this is a free event, June 7, 8, 9, and 10, and then an additional day on the 14th. These are going to be activities, I guess you would say, because we're going to be having some speakers come in to talk about various little things and larger things you can do for your lipedema. And then we'll give you a challenge. Here's some actions you can take. Here's some things you can explore, things you can look into. So it's really going to be for just about anybody, because it's going to be an introductory stuff for the person who's new, but the person maybe who's been dealing with it for a while, there's going to be stuff for you too about new things for you to try, new things for you to look into. And so, for instance, on the first day on June 7, basically it's Catherine and Gail and Siobhan are going to be talking about what is lipedema and what do you need to know, getting some basics on there, and then where to go from there. And then on Thursday, June 8, Siobhan is going to be talking about keto, to do a nutrition and all kinds of stuff nutrition-wise for about lipedema. Siobhan, do you want to expand on that at all?
Yeah, so I'm going to be talking a lot about just kind of taking stock of where you've been and where you are, and some research into ketogenic diets for lipedema and things like that. And then really just asking a lot of questions for yourself in terms of how you could take a single step forward, something really, really small, even if it's just noting down, oh, I did this in the past and it worked really well, or I had this kind of issue that I'll definitely need to address when I go forward. So just plenty of information and things to think about, but not like a ton of pressure or overload or anything like that. It's really just a time to just kind of reflect and then think about what is going to be best for me and how can I make this as gentle and pleasant for myself as possible, because I think that's really important.
And you're kind of giving us some guidance, Siobhan, on how to self-experiment. Mm-hmm. What kind of things to monitor, to look for, how do you know what your body is telling you, that type of thing.
Yeah, and just encouraging listening at all. Like, I think we are so much in a society where, you know, it's very encouraged to ignore your body and try to bully it into what you want to do. And I don't necessarily think that's the most productive thing. I think there's a lot of really, really important communication if we know what we're looking for and how to explore that in a safe and kind of empathetic way, so we can figure out how can we work with our body and at the same time do what we want to do, which is hopefully in the same area.
Yeah. And then I'm going to pull this up again. So then the next day, Friday, June 9, that's going to be me. I'm going to be talking about the therapy that you would get if you went to a certified lymphatic therapist. And so I'm going to be talking about complete decongestive therapy and the components of that, included in which is manual lymph drainage. Sometimes you see these initials thrown out. So complete decongestive therapy is CDT and manual lymph drainage is MLD. So I'm going to be talking about some of those aspects that would happen if you were to see a therapist, and kind of what to expect, and how to find a therapist, who to go to for that. And then on Saturday, June 10, Catherine and Gail are going to be with Kara Cruz. She's going to be talking about surgery and things to think about pre-op, post-op, trying to decide what to do for surgery. Anything you want to add about that, Gail?
I've seen some pictures of Kara, her before. I've heard some of her story, and I think it's just going to be absolutely fascinating for us to have her as a guest and to feature her. She has a tremendous story, very inspirational, talks about all the ups and downs and the challenges and the successes, because we have to remember that this is not, hey, surgery is the end all be all of everything.
Right.
But she does have just an amazing story, and I'm really looking forward to sharing that with everybody.
I think what a lot of people are finding out is that whatever you do, whatever intervention you do, whether strategy you take, it's not a straight line. there's ups and downs and there's lots of discovery and tweaking and stuff like that along the way. So yeah, we're hoping to help you with that part of your journey. And then on Wednesday, June 14th, that's going to be a big celebration. And, you know, where do you go from here? Helping you to make a plan and figuring out what's next. We will have 2 other bonus days too. And that is going to be on, I think they're all on Wednesdays. After the 14th is on a Wednesday, and then the 21st and the 28th, a couple of bonus days. There also is an opportunity to sign up for extra stuff as a VIP, and that there is a registration fee for that, but there is a whole bunch during this Lipedema challenge that is absolutely free. So we're giving you the link for you to go check that out, learn more about it, and register, and hopefully we'll see you there. So there's a lot happening during Lipedema Awareness Month.
Yeah, and we have a question in the chat here. Susan asked, thoughts on vibration plates and their effectiveness for lymphedema and lipedema. So I haven't personally experimented with them, but I've heard a lot of possible positives that can come from that in terms of fibrosis reduction and just getting that fluid moving and things like that. But there are some caveats also in terms of blood clots, DVTs, recent surgeries in that area, things like that. So in that case, I would be asking, you know, my physical therapist, doctor, do I have any contraindications for this? Just to double check and make sure you're being safe. And then the other aspect is keeping the sessions very short and then starting very gentle and then working up, just to make sure you are getting that feedback from your body and you can take it very slow and gentle. And
Gail, you have a vibration plate, right?
I do, and I have a knee replacement. And I remember when I started, my knee replacement's fairly old. It's like 15 years old. And I remember when I first started, I was concerned if I should use it because of having a knee replacement. And I was told it was okay as long as I went slow and gentle. And one of the things that I found is I don't like to stand on it. I thought at first I'll stand on it, right? I have good balance. I wasn't going to go flipping off into the bedroom or anything. I was just going to stand on it. But what I've discovered is I prefer to sit on a stool or on the side of the garden tub, because I have it in front of my garden tub now, and put my knees, so it's my elbows on my knees and my hands together, and that way I get a really good vibration through.
So, but you're not putting the stool on there. You are
putting the stool next to it.
Next
my
to it.
feet,
right?
Yeah, okay. I'm not putting the stool on the vibration plate. That's just ridiculous. Okay. I would end up in my bedroom upside down, right? So I either put a stool or I sit on the corner on the edge of my tub, or I sit on a stool with my feet on the vibration plate.
Okay.
One of the things that does is it gives the vibration to my lower body. It doesn't stress my knees out because I'm standing straight up on it. I'm not concerned about locking my knees, because that's another thing you have to remember. You can't really lock your knees or off you go, right?
Yeah.
And you can damage yourself if you don't, think about, I gotta keep my knees soft. And what I do is I sit and I put my elbows on my knees. Now I'm getting vibration through my trunk,
and your
upper body, my arms, and everything. And I really like that. At first I was like very aggressive with it. I thought I could do everything on this thing. And I realized I really like being gentle. Everything feels better when I'm gentle to my body. I never go over 40, the setting of 40. And I do it for like 3 or 4 minutes is all. And I get the tingling. I can feel everything flowing. I can feel my legs, they tingle. Everything's like happening in them. And it helps reduce swelling. It boosts my mood. And it just does a lot of fun stuff like that. Leslyn, we've been on for almost 25 minutes.
Yes.
We
Good
could
job
talk
watching the
forever.
clock. Thank you.
Before we end, I want to take
Yes.
1 minute to emphasize something Gail said, because I find that this is super true as well, which is I used to think in order to get any success, you have to be super brutal, super like go, go, go. But I've actually had the most improvement from taking things very slow, starting things very gentle,
Yes.
working up over time, just letting my body make that adjustment, recover from the adjustment, and then going a little bit further. So again, there can be this huge rush to do everything all at once and as hard as possible, as intense as possible. But it really, really is helpful to just give your body that space to take care of itself and not like have to stress, oh my God, there's so much going on all at once. I can't recover from this.
Yes, excellent point. Thank you, Siobhan. And it's hard to figure out what's working if you're doing a whole bunch of different things at once.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I think that's going to be a big point of several of the talks that we're having during Lipedema Awareness Month at that challenge. It is really being gentle, loving yourself and being gentle with yourself. Excellent points. And so wonderful to be with everybody here today. Thank you for those of you that posted, and so that we know that you're out there and people are listening. And we just had a wonderful time. Thank you, everybody, for being here.